Hello, beautiful people. It's been a while since I've been here live, and I'm excited to share with you. This is not gonna be a super long video. I just have a very urgent, potent message for us. And it's about the spiritual people. Because sometimes spiritual people are the ones that struggle the most. Sometimes spiritual people are the ones who are like going after one retreat after another, doing ceremony after ceremony to try to obtain something that they never seem to arrive at. A lot of spiritual people are stuck in these spiritual dogmas of what spirituality is supposed to look like. And they forget that spirituality is not about a practice that you do, a spiritual teaching that you learn from some guru out there. It doesn't have to look a specific way. We can all live our own spirituality. My spirituality doesn't have to look the same as yours. And sometimes the spiritual people forget that everyone is spiritual in their own way. There is no right or wrong way to live your spirituality. We're all different and we're all unique, and that's freaking beautiful. A lot of spiritual people sometimes get stuck in loops of like, I need to go to another ceremony, I need to sit with plant medicine, I need to hire another coach, I need to read another book. And we go on these loops feeling that we're not ready enough, worthy enough, that there's always more to obtain. There's always something that we need to achieve and look for outside of ourselves. So we keep consuming information and consuming things that come from others instead of connecting with ourselves. And once we realize that when spiritual teachings become dogmas and boxes that encapsulate us and make us feel stuck, it's time to free ourselves and to do things differently, to think differently. Your spirituality doesn't have to look like the spirituality you see other people living. It gets to be your own. That's the whole point. So these stories that sometimes we live, that I'm not ready yet and that I'm not worthy, or like sometimes we go on these weird loops and these weird stories where if I don't do my meditation practice or my Kundalini Tantra activation, cosmic 5D, whatever, that I'm gonna fall behind or that I'm not aligned or whatever. And we go on these loops like constantly trying to reach out for the other thing that will make us whole. Forgetting to realize that here we are. And just being ourselves is enough. Yes, sometimes doing certain practices and going to retreats or ceremonies or whatever, that can help. But once we find ourselves in these never-ending loops, feeling that we always need more, it seems like there's something lacking inherently, which it doesn't. It just doesn't. I feel also a lot of spiritual people give their power away to spiritual gurus, spiritual teachers, spiritual teachings, whatever it is. And meanwhile, our power lies always within ourselves, just patiently waiting for us to reach out within. Actually, not to reach out, but to reach within, to find it within. In what areas of your life are you finding yourself feeling that you need another activation, you need another practice, you need another book, you need another teaching, you need something else to then feel ready to do something, to then feel worthy, to then feel capable? What if you will never feel ready until the moment you decide that you are already ready? And instead of going outside of yourself to find another practice or read another book, you realize that you find that when you're just embodied in your own essence and taking action. It's the funny paradox of like watching videos about becoming confident. That doesn't really work because you're trying to become something by reading information on it, and that's not how it works. You can read about all subjects that you desire, but until you actually move and take action and embody it, you won't truly understand and understand it, because it's just information in your head. Spirituality is not something that is meant to keep you stuck in your mind. It's something that you're supposed to live and honor as you are, and it gets to change. The way you live and experience your spirituality can change from moment to moment. That's completely normal. And we don't have to be so hard on ourselves sometimes. It gets to be easier. It gets to be simple. Sometimes there's so much pressure. I need to do that other meditation. I need to do this very complicated Kriya, Kundalini, Tantra, whatever practice. I need to channel. I need to keep cleansing my energy and like doing grid work and doing activations and like language. And I need to do all these things. And while all of those can be helpful and they are tools, when will it be enough? And when will we realize that we are already enough? Embodiment doesn't come when we are doing a certain practice or reading a book or going on ceremony. Embodiment is who we are in our day-to-day lives. It's not something that happens in a moment. It's how we live and experience ourselves. So maybe this resonates with you. Where are you looking for another teaching, for another book, for another whatever, another ceremony, another healing, another ecstatic dance, another practice to then bring you something, to then become something? And the people who work with me and the people who find me, they are the ones who decide that they are ready. Because being ready doesn't mean you're not afraid. Being ready doesn't mean you're comfortable and confident. Being ready means that you're deciding to be ready and you're deciding to shift. And things only shift when you decide that they will shift. Because if you're always waiting for another retreat, another video, another activation, you can wait forever. But once you decide that this is your moment, this is your time, and that you are already ready, that you are inherently worthy and capable, that's when things start shifting and you stop giving your power away to someone else or to something else. And you bring it back because it's always already here. Sometimes spiritual people are the ones who judge the most. Sometimes spiritual people are the ones stuck in their heads the most. Thinking, oh, am I being too feminine? Oh, am I being too masculine? Oh, am I doing this enough? Oh, I didn't do my practice. Oh, I need to be vegan. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do my breath work. I need to blah, blah, blah. And it gets to a point where it's just too much pressure, too much noise, too much outside information, too much just being stuck in the head. instead of being in our bodies and just living life. Because life doesn't happen in a ceremony. Our whole lives is a ceremony. So how are we waiting for another practice or another thing to bring us something that we are not being able to find within ourselves, but it's already there? And when will it be enough? And when will we arrive home to ourselves and step forward on our path with confidence? Doesn't mean that we won't be scared sometimes. It doesn't mean that it's going to be comfortable. It means that we are alive. It means that we are embodied. This is the message that I wanted to bring to you today. Actually, when I thought about sharing this, I was going to share it in a much more dragon fiery energy, but I was supposed to record this in the afternoon, and it's now sunset, and it's coming with a more loving, open-hearted energy, but I was going to be a lot more fiery and triggering with this. But that's all for today. And if you have been looking for ways to work with me, you're welcome to join our activation membership. And I'm also offering 2 different types of one-on-one coaching, which is not so spiritual coaching, which is for those of you who are like so ready to free yourself from all the dogmas of spirituality that feel like, that are like restraining you and keeping you in a box where you need to be perfect and you need to be this and you need to do that and blah, blah, blah. And you're ready to free yourself from that and actually find your own sense of spirituality and individuality in your own life, that's for you. And for those of you who are building a business and wanting to be of service to others and make a major impact in the world, I have Embodied Spiritual Business, which is to really help you build a business that is sustainable for you and honoring of your evolution and your waves and fluctuations of your lessons and everything that you're becoming embodied in, and also in a way where you're truly of service to others, and that you can also be a custodian of more wealth to create a bigger impact in the world while you are sharing your magic, while you are activating others to share their magic. And I also help you with social media and actually building your offers and your product suite and all of that. So whether you're wanting to connect with a community, we have the activation membership, and you also have access to me there and to our Telegram group. Plus you have access to all my courses and all the things I've ever created. Every month we go on a different journey. The month of May is the month of the dreamer inside the activation membership. It's been life-changing. Next month we're starting a new archetype, and you can also book private coaching with me if you prefer like a more in-depth and you're ready to take action. Like this is for those of you who are fully ready to take action to a whole other level and to free yourself from all the spiritual blah, 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 all the spiritual bypassing, all the spiritual BS, all the spiritual dogmas, and really become embodied in your own unique, authentic truth. This is a liberation of your throat, of your expression, of your art, of your creativity, of who you are. And then also for your business and for your impact in the world and your service to others. My loves, this is the short, sweet message that I have for you today. If you're curious about how to work with me, just send me a DM and I will see you there. And without further ado, bless you, and I will see you soon.